Hey guys, this is Dally, and welcome back to another Let's Play Farming Simulator 17 on Sosnovka. So in the last episode, we sold a bunch of wool, and we also finished harvesting this, and so we were in the process of plowing to extend this field, I believe. Yep. So we'll start this worker back up, and we were also, if I'm not mistaken, cultivating. So let's get this guy going again. Be really nice if I could just tell them to start remotely. Let's see, yep, and then we have our cultivator over here. I did not forget that we were wrapping those bales for silage, so once the fields are ready, we'll go back over there and do some more of that. Um, Also, I want to look at how are our sheep doing. I know we just sold their wool, but how many of them are there? So there's 57 now, so that means we've gotten 7 for free. It kind of makes me nervous as this reproduction rate is basically zeroed out. So I might go take a look at that in a second, just to see what's up. So I'll just tab over there just to peek and see if there's anything squirrely. I don't think there is, but until I know for a fact otherwise, I'm not going to jump to any conclusions. We will also probably buy some bigger implements. I'll look at getting probably a smaller um, cultivator seeder combo. Right, just because that'll let us do more work in a single step. Oh, actually, nope, I lied. I want the bigger plow. So this time the mod's actually installed for that bigger plow. And I'll show you guys those right here. So the plows I was looking at are these guys right here. You see these triangles. So still realistic. A little cheaper than the same width variants. So that does have me concerned a little bit, but we're just going to focus on this cheap little guy here. Oh, nope, our problem was we couldn't actually use them. So that's the cost offset, right? So for the same, we have a working width or a power problem to actually use them. Yep, so that was our problem. But we'll look at potentially using one of those. Who finished their work already? You are not done. They're like literally this needs to be cultivated, like right here. Like I'm walking on it. Like what did you do? It never just works. Workers always complain. There is a interesting mod that I saw that I don't know if I'm going to start using yet. As you guys can see though, I did install, I believe I installed crop destruction. So you can see me. Or maybe I just thought about installing crop destruction. Maybe that's how that went. Yeah, but I think we are going to go ahead and install crop destruction on this. There's no reason for us not to. And at the end of the day, it does add realism because crop destruction is a thing. I think the mod is a little bit unforgiving, but nonetheless, that is something I think we're going to do. So while the cultivator's finishing up, I'm just going to chop this tree up, and I'll catch right back up with you guys, unless you wanted to watch this. Alright, so that helper finished just as I chopped down a new tree. So we'll go, that helper finished just as I was chopping down a new tree. Sometimes words are hard. So we'll move him over to the other side here. Alright, there we go. He's off. Now he's going to take a while, so instead of chopping more trees, we're going to go over to our sheep, wrap some more silage bales, because the plow's also going to take a long time. I could also look at buying a new field. If we did, I'd probably be looking at field 26. Right, it's the small one over here. So I'm going to look at that real quick since it's kind of on the way to the sheep. And see sort of what kind of price we can get out of it. If it's not the best offer, we might end up doing the contract. I'm trying to stop doing contracts, but I will continue to do them for the price benefit, right? So, right, he doesn't like us all the way. So we're going to do this contract. Oh man, he's got this little wimpy thing. Yeah, it's I say wimpy, it's not a bad tractor. There we go. Oops. Let's hop out here. Go ahead. I think I can drive this pretty straight. But yeah. So the hopes from this episode, we'll get the fields ready to go for the next season. And then we will look at either improving our sheep, buying more sheep, something with the sheep. I know we've done a lot of sheep work, so we might switch to a different animal. My only concerns with a different animal is how we're going to feed them. Currently, we don't have the equipment to do either of the other animals. We would probably be best off looking into, I'm going to say cows. The reason I say cows is that pigs need root crops, and there is some cost blocking that, blocking the root crop. Of course, we can always buy the pig feed, but it's not the best use of our money, I think, at least especially not at this point in time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. So I think we could do better. We could do cows. Most of the time that we would spend on cows would be with the production of the silage that we're already doing right now. Our plans were to do the silage for sale rather than for the cows. And of course, the advantage of the cows is they're right next to the farm, so it's really easy for us to work with them. So if we were to do any cows or any new animals, I'd probably lean towards the cows. Most of what we do, we already have the mowing equipment. The only thing we would need to buy is the mixer so we can get that power food, I think they call it in this version. Yeah, and I think there are some good benefits to that, right? We get the manure, so we could start doing some greenhouses. I think that's the best use of the manure, is to use greenhouses. I can use it on the fields as a fertilizer in basically those early steps before the crop is grown. But the only problem with that is that these tanks don't go through a whole lot of the, I mean, we could use that's something we could use the slurry for, and that's basically, oh, there we go, we're done there. The only thing we could use the slurry for was the truck. Or actually, do you have anything else for me to do? No. You still don't like me very much. Yeah, so I guess we won't be buying this field for a little bit. So we'll look at switching out to do other things. Yeah, we'll probably look a little more into cows this episode. Look at what is the lowest cost it would be to get us to a point where we could do cows. For cows, we would need, I mean, we already have the loading wagon that'll help, but we'll need to keep baling. We'll need to bale hay. Or I guess grass. It's basically the same thing for the total mixed ration. But we'll have to do hay or grass. We'll have to bale straw, so we'll have to do some of that. And then we'll also have to get, of course, the fork to manage it, which is not a big deal. Gosh, I really like this tractor, I do. So yeah, so we'll have that. It's really loud though. But yeah, we will have to do. Gosh, I can't even hear myself think. It's so loud. I'm just gonna turn down my headset just a little bit in one direction. All right. Yeah, there we go. Now I can think a little bit. So we'd have to get the bale fork for our front loader. Oop, oop. And the mixer. And so the mixer over here is going to be this one. Yep. Which is affordable, right? We can definitely afford it. It's not going to get a whole lot of use, but I'm going to try to avoid so these hold the same, just one can pick it up normally. So we could do that. Well, we can't do that, but so we would do this, which doesn't require a lot of power, so we could definitely do it. So I actually don't think it would be that big of a deal for us. So yeah, we might shift to cows. Again, though, cows are expensive, so we'll have to think about that. I don't know why I keep bringing these back. I should just leave them in the field where I find them. Because me being as lazy as I am, we'll probably get one of the self-loading trailers for these. No I won't, because that's going to cost us more money. I'm going to keep bringing them back. Good. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Wrap it there. For those of you that noticed, I did a full circle with my head, so I have a little swivel chair installed on this tractor. But yeah, I think we'll look into cows. We will not start them this episode. I think if we start them, we'll be looking at after our next harvest. Back this up just a little bit. So yeah, because right now I think we're going to run into a cost problem for us. I think cows are going to be cost prohibitive for the benefits they provide. I also think I might try investing in just some passive income. I'd love to do the greenhouses, but they are really the best when you actually have a source of manure, like cows or pigs. Both work. So we'll look at... yeah, so that'll definitely be in our future. It's a good option for us to do that. Yeah, so we'll do that. Because yeah, the passive income stuff will help offset a lot of the costs that we've kind of incurred because I've been leasing everything. Because right now our leasing costs are going to get a bit unruly. So just to make sure that we manage that. That I think taking that effort will make a big difference for us. Alright. So I'm going to keep doing this, guys, until we're either done or a helper needs us to go move them over. And I will catch back up with you. Alright, guys, looks like helper B, that's probably the cultivator, is ready to switch on over. I don't know what we're gonna do with the cultivator. We'll probably have him start seeding instead now. Yeah, that's definitely what we'll do. We'll have him start seeding those fields. Because the plow is still going on the other fields, and again will be used to expand those fields. So we've got a bit of time before we are done with those guys. Just because plowing takes so long, which is why I want to get to a bigger plow. But that's definitely going to take some extra time for us. So let's see. Yep, so the plow is still going, but not too far off. So we could almost have the cultivator cultivate here, but we'll take him back and put him on seeding duty. Yeah, we'll do that. Get these fields here ready to go. And I believe it's the next, so after this coming harvest, we'll have to plow those far fields, so we'll do that. Just wait for this guy to finish. Yep. Also, with those other plows, when we're able to upgrade to them, I don't think they leave these little pieces, which overall is not a big deal, but it'll just be more aesthetically pleasing. Also, it's easier to get perfectly straight edges on those fields. One of the things I don't have are very good edges, just because it's hard to go straight. Now I do have GPS mod and compass installed, so I have a few ways with which I can make sure I am traveling very straight as I do these things. Alright, so let's take you and let's do some wheat and barley on these fields over here. I don't believe we have much of those. It's faster if I went the other way. Right, but we're starting to get a pretty big stockpile here of the canola and green beans, so we're going to reduce those guys to one field each, and we'll do wheat and barley on these other fields. Especially since we're looking at doing cows, we'll need the straw anyway. So this will be our way of making sure that we get it. Also, I think when I'm done seeding this guy, I'm going to sell this seeder, and we'll buy an upgraded cultivator seeder combo. So that way we can make sure to get really the most out of our time as possible. So yeah, I'm going to start this guy seeding, and then the plow will be done pretty shortly. So in the meantime, I'll do some forestry, keep chopping down trees, right, clear up the farm so that way we can get more grass. Man, I can barely tell that they're there. Get some more grass space that we can mow, because especially if we get really moving on the cows, we'll need the grass and the hay to really get us going. So I will catch up to you guys when I am plowing. Alright, looks like our plow is finished, so I'm just going to chop this tree down real quick. There we go. And now we will go head to the plow. Where is he? Here he is. And we will finish expanding our field here. And then we'll look at expanding the next field. Hopefully by then we'll be in a pretty good spot here. Gotta bring up the help so I know whether or not he's set to allow to create fields or not. So we'll do this. I like that we're doing the slightly larger field. I think it's a better cost management for us. Instead of buying a new field, we'll just expand the existing ones. So we'll connect those far fields into a single field pretty soon here. Let's see if I can make this turn successfully. There we go. Alright. I thought I had GPS enabled, but apparently I don't. It's not coming up. But yeah. So we're almost done here, which means we can start cultivating this field whenever the seeder is done with his job over there. Right. Let's turn off the allow in case something goes wrong with this turn. Okay. Let's allow creation of new fields and drive off. Oop. Yeah, I think we'll have to make one additional pass anyway, so I won't fret it too much. Oh yeah, I think we're making good progress. I did think about it, and I think we'll definitely start just a few cows. Not a lot, just enough to provide us with the manure we'll need to do the greenhouse. See, that's why I turned off the allow create fields. Yeah, because I think the benefits we get from the greenhouses will definitely help us offset our leasing costs, which at this point are getting to $15,000–20,000 a day. So if we can start to offset that with the greenhouses, I think we'll be in a pretty good spot. Because I believe when you have the greenhouses, so we'll go look at it here. When I actually, how do I want to expand this? So I don't want to go this way anymore because you'll start running into those telephone poles, but I could extend this, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to align this. Gotta start the other end here. So I'm going to align this, extend the field all the way to the road there. So right, select this. Yep, and then we'll just allow you to create fields. And we'll keep this same, I guess, 57.5 degree angle to the edge of the road. It's about right there. And we'll go do this end over here. That I'll expand later. Once I, no, because those rocks are there. Alright, so I won't be expanding this way either. So let's see. If I remember, I think we've got to be a little further over than I want normally. Yeah, see, we're not even far enough over now. And that looks like the road. Let's do that. And then we want to go 180, so I'm using the compass at the top there. It's a lot easier not eyeballing it, because then I can do very fine-tuned adjustments to keep it about where I want. Alright, so there we go. Okay, perfect. Now I'll just finish this off real quick. Just a few passes. So let's do that. There we go. And we will catch up with you. Alright, so now that we are done plowing and creating this new field, we'll flip around here and just get the worker on plowing the field. Okay, I'm just gonna ride along, make sure it doesn't try to make the wrong turn or stop. Yeah. And then I'll move over because the cedar should be close to finish. So I'll walk over to him, move him over, and yep, alright, so he's doing the right thing. Let's go say hi to our cedar. Yeah. I think this is some good progress we're making. We're setting ourselves up for cows that once we harvest, we'll be able to maintain. So it'll be after I harvest that I will look into getting cows. Alright, so how are you? Oh, you've got a lot further to go than I thought. Alright guys, so I'll catch up with you when he is ready to move. In the meantime, I'm going to chop this tree down. Alright guys, made some good progress on that tree. Just sitting in here to see if he's going to make another pass back towards me or not. Since the workers have a history of leaving that last foot just undone. Let's see. Nope, he's turning. Is he a he? Yeah, it's a he. Alright, so I will just get rid of you then. Do it myself. Because if I can't drive this, then I don't deserve it. I think we'll be able to get a whole lot of extra space on these fields when we go to plow them. Yeah, I think that's what we do. So we can expand in both sides. That end can expand. Yeah, I think we'll do pretty well. Oh wait, I need to buy more seed. That's just not gonna work. Yep. So whenever the wood chip prices go back up, we'll be ready. We'll have a lot of trees already chopped, so we'll just have to throw it in the chipper and have a field day with it. Gotta turn the lights off for this guy. But actually, I'm gonna have him follow me. Oh, it's control pad 0 for GPS. Oh, that's why it wasn't working. My mistake. Alright, so which one is seed? Next. Nope. I think it's this one I'm next to. Nope, no it's not. It's this one. Alright, so let's head back to our field over here. I believe we're gonna need to look at tending to our sheep. I think they need some water and some grass, so we'll take the pickup and just offload a bunch of that there for them. Make sure their needs are met. And that plow over there is making some good progress. Looks like they're halfway across the field, so that'll be good for us. Finish this up a little faster than I thought we would. But I will probably be... I'm trying to decide when I want to call it an episode, guys. This one will probably be a shorter one. Control H, huh? Interesting. Yeah, we'll probably make this a shorter episode. Just because, right, prepping the fields is the least exciting thing we do in this game. At least for now. Eventually we'll be buying the bigger equipment and we'll get to see really putting CoursePlay and other mods through their paces as we have a whole lot of things going on at once. We also will let our fields run out of sync. So that way we ideally have to manage a field a day rather than a bunch of fields at once. So that way we're just not spending a whole lot of our time on one particular objective. Oh yeah, I entirely forgot about that. That guy right there. Yeah, let's... If I recall correctly, I struggle with this, but we'll back it over there. Let's see when it lets us unload. There we go. I feel like that was not a lot, but I mean, I guess that's all the grass 57 sheep need for the week. Alright, so let's park this back over here in that spot. Then just do the same with the water. I wish I could just walk up to the water and tell it to empty, because it's pretty much already there. But let's do the same thing. Though the water looks more sizable, so it might just be the size of the implement that's throwing me off. Oops. Alright, so we'll go here. We'll do a couple more bales while we wait for the plow to finish. And this is probably how I will end the episode, guys. So, it's been a good day of farming. Had to put in a bunch of work today, but we'll get to more fun things in later episodes. Definitely when we get to cows, we'll have a good time with bale loaders, front loaders, all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, if you liked the video, please go ahead and like it. If you want to see more like it, please subscribe. If you didn't like the video, please make sure to leave me a comment. Let me know why you didn't like it, how I can improve, things like that. But yeah, guys, this has been another episode of Farming Simulator 17 on Sosnovka. This is Dally. You guys have fun.